Hi everyone, I am Michelle Van Etten and I hope you are having an incredible day. I wanted to come in here and kind of talk to you about something that's really big in the network marketing industry, and that is this idea that you really want to get to where you're going to go and be able to fire your boss or retire your spouse. Both are great, wonderful ideas, and they're very admirable thought processes, but there are some things that are key things that you need to keep in mind when you decide to make this decision. One, you want to make sure that you have already got yourself financially fit, right? So you don't have a lot of extra bills. I know from experience because I did retire my husband. I retired him for 3.5 years. And when he finally went back to work, which he has a top level security clearance, so him going back to work was adding 6 figures. So it was something we needed to do to get ourselves out of where we had gotten. In those 3.5 years, we had taken on over $110,000 worth of unsecured credit card debt. I'm telling you this because I also had a $30,000 college loan that was just growing. We were paying $300 a month on it, which was double the amount that was owed, and it kept getting larger and larger and larger. And after paying on it for 3 solid years, I still owed $12 more than what I was paying in the beginning because of the interest. So I know how people can get completely upside down. What happened to make me decide to retire my husband, we were doing really well. It looked like everything was going to go great and that we were going to be able to afford everything, and life was going to be fun. So we went on not 1, but 3 cruises the very first year. And that whole saying, fake it till you make it, well, we had made it and we were making it pretty good, but it wasn't enough. We had gotten so far down that rabbit hole of paying Peter and robbing Paul, I guess you would say. We would pay off one credit card and then we would we'd pay off one credit card with another credit card. So we would be able to put the balance on one credit card and switch them from one to the other. And we did this because of that 0% interest. Well, the only thing is that 0% interest comes in, and now it's like 19%. And if you have too many of those cards that have been open and you fill those back up again, you have nowhere else to go. So now you have to pay that 19% every single month. So you're not making any headway on anything that you've accomplished. So as that went on, we were getting further and further. And I remember a story, and it was one that was probably one of the most painful experiences I ever had. I was at the ANMP, which is the Association of Network Marketing Professionals event. And I was trying to get qualified for that month to be able to get paid. I was really, really nervous about it in the first place, but I had things I had to do. So as I'm doing them, I get a call from my husband, and he's like, honey, stop messing with the checkbook. You've overdrawn us. I'm like, okay, how did this happen? And so he's like, just stop, use the personal account. So while I was using the personal account to make things happen, he was putting money into our business account. I overdrew the personal account. One of the only things that I could say was a saving grace for me was I was staying with my friend Leslie, and thank God somebody covered our room because I didn't even have the income to cover the room. And it was the most embarrassing and hard to accept experience. That was my low. I was praying to God at that moment that somehow that room would be covered because I had nothing. I didn't know what we were going to do. And when I got back, I said, honey, you've got to go back to work. We have to have something working in our favor so that we can make this happen. So one day when we do actually want to retire you, you never have to go back again. When I want to retire, we never have to think about that. We will have everything in line to make that happen. So he went back and got got a job working for the same person he had worked for before, which was pretty cool, and started out a little bit more than what he left at. So that was nice too. And we took that time to write down on a board every debt we had. We started with the truck, which most people would think is kind of crazy, but along the way I learned credit cards you can build back up. If you start with something that you pay off completely, it's done. Now you can take that money and you can invest it into paying off those unsecured credit card debts, right? So we paid off his truck, which gave us $700 extra a month to be able to pay on a card. We cut down on everything. We stopped going out to dinner all the time. I was very, very, very frugal on everything we did. And we had this board. And on the board, we would put whatever the bill was, the truck, the 7 credit cards, we would put it on there, and as the month would end, I would cross through that bill and I would put the new amount on there of what we owe. It took us a little over, I think it was 9 months to pay off all of our credit card debt. I can tell you this, at one point we wanted to see if we could put it on something and just make it big, you know, like one big lump sum, and we had equity in our house. So we're like, okay, we'll use equity. The problem was, because he wasn't working, they wouldn't give us the money for the equity. So we literally had no way around this. And as I always tell anybody, if you're going to ever fire a boss or retire your spouse, make sure you have all of your unsecured credit card debt paid for. Make sure your vehicles are paid for. Make sure you have at least 6 months of your mortgage covered. Make sure you have 6 months of expenses covered. I know it sounds crazy because when you're in the build and you're starting to make, 15, 20, 25 and so on amount of money, you're like, okay, this is never going away. This is awesome. Why am I working? I'm making pennies. But use that money to create that egg. Invest it, do whatever you need to, but make sure you've got yourself covered. Because you never want to go down the street that I did. It was very scary. It was heartbreaking to watch. I mean, because we had nothing. I was like there for another day and I'm like, I can't even eat. And thank God somebody felt bad. They didn't even know why they felt bad. They're like, oh, I got your meal. Don't worry about it. It was just one of those experiences. And it's very hard for me because I've never been one of those people that was actually telling people all of the different things behind the scenes. I was letting people think that, oh yes, it's great. Oh, life is perfect, right? You got to be something so that everybody else wants to be like you. That's not actually true. I'm hoping the wind doesn't kill me here. That's not actually true. You need to be real. You need to tell people the truth. You need to let them know this business has its ups, it has its downs. You might have a great month. You might have a leader come in and they just crush it for you. But just as quick as they came, especially depending on where you found them. If you found them in somebody else's team, there's a good possibility they're going to go to the next greatest and best thing that they're going to be able to bring their team to and make a lot of money. So you have to keep yourself balanced. Balance is about the only thing I can tell you that will save you years of struggling and lots of debt that nobody's going to come to your rescue if you allow yourself to get in that situation. You're, just like you make this business happen for yourself, you also put on every single bit of the I guess you would say trials and tribulations. You put those on for yourself as well. So when you're thinking about this, when you think about firing your boss, like I said, have those ducks in line. If you really want to see your income grow, pay off a vehicle. Sounds crazy, I know. But when you no longer have that $700-800 a month car payment and you can put it on those bills, it can't get built back up again. You can't pay it off and then say, oh, yay. Okay, it's too bright. Sorry, guys. You can't pay it off and say, hey, oh, yay. All right, I'm gonna put it on again, because it's paid for. And it's an asset you now own. So be smart and be safe. This was all brought to my attention because I was talking to somebody and they were talking about retiring their spouse. So I thought about it and I'm like, I think I actually probably need to do a live on this, because a lot of people don't understand exactly what can happen if they haven't prepared for those kinds of incidents. And I hope that and pray that if you can share this with somebody and they can find out, learn before they make my mistake and get themselves into that situation. And I hope and pray that at least one person hears me, and this can change their life dramatically so that they don't put themselves in that situation as well. Once again, I'm Michelle Van Etten, and let me know where you're coming in from. If you're watching this on the replay, put replay in your state. And like I like to do, I like to find out something about how we know each other. It could be online, it could have been at A&MP. If you've got a cool picture, then post it. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and this is day 7. I didn't lose any weight today, but that's okay. I'm good. I'm still here, and I know I will tomorrow, but I feel amazing. I feel lit, like somebody has just, put the energy back into my soul, and I am ready to crush the rest of this day. And I love you guys, and I hope you guys have an incredibly fabulous day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.